Good morning. We're up and starting breakfast, getting ready to start the day. Over the years, I've considered leaving my stove at home and doing cold soaking, no cook meals for an entire trip, but ultimately I've decided that having a warm breakfast and a warm dinner are a really important part of the hiking experience for me. I like to use that time while cooking to go over the plans for the day and figure out, what we're going to do. I just don't think it's something I can leave behind. Almost 10 o'clock in the morning. We're stopping for our first big break of the day here at Monster Rock. So far, today's just been sort of a leisurely stroll through the Sierras. It's been mostly downhill. We had a couple little bouldery areas, but nothing too crazy. It's been almost like an active recovery day, which was nice after getting just hammered over the last 2 days. Towards the end of today, we've got some pretty significant uphill. We're about 0.9 miles from Big Peat Meadow and about 2.5 from the junction of the JMT and the Bishop Pass Trail. And I think we're going to try and knock out some of the climbing today so that tomorrow is not just an uphill suckfest. But today, so far, has been wonderful.
Hard to avoid.
Do you like work on a rotation out here?
I work 5 days on, 2 days off.
So we just left the JMT and we're on the trail towards Ducey Basin and Bishop Pass. Gotta come back here and do some more of the JMT. I really enjoyed my time on that trail. It's a beautiful, beautiful area, well-maintained trail, and I feel like I was on it for too short a time. But I'm excited to check out Bishop Pass. It's about 7 o'clock. We found a campsite next to this little no-name lake about 2 hours ago. And I've just been laying in the tent, trying to get some rest. I'm not feeling super good. A little upset stomach. Nothing serious, I don't think. I think it's just overexertion. We did a lot more miles today than we had planned on. We're only about 500 vertical feet away from Bishop Pass and only about 7 miles from the car. So, tomorrow, we may just crank out that whole 7 miles and go home one day early, or we might split it in half, do about 3.5 miles to a lake on the other side of the pass, and just spend the whole day chilling out and relaxing. I think it's largely going to depend on how I'm feeling in the morning. Right now, not my favorite feelings. Good morning. I'm feeling a lot better today. Digging through my bear can this morning to make breakfast, I think the majority of why I was not feeling so well yesterday was that I did not eat enough. I mapped out all my food per day, how many calories I need and which food items I was bringing would give me those calories. And I have a lot of extra food left. So I think the combination of the extra miles, we walked a little over 11 miles yesterday, and the elevation gain, because we went from 8,790 to over 11,000, and not eating enough. So, my bad. I will endeavor to do better in the future with my eating on these longer days. But today, no matter how we slice it, is going to be an easy day. We've got Bishop Pass to go over, and then it's just 7 miles to the car, so we may either split that 7 miles up, camp halfway, stay one more night, or head out early. We'll see what happens. So we made it to the top of Bishop Pass. We are at 11,972 feet. It took us about an hour to crank out the 1.5 miles and the 500 feet of gain from our campsite. So feeling pretty strong this morning, which is a very nice change from how I felt before I went to bed last night. Pretty happy to be going down these switchbacks instead of up. As we worked our way down from the top of Bishop Pass, we were kind of on the lookout for a deer graveyard we'd been told about. Apparently, a few years ago, an entire herd of deer slipped on a sheet of ice and met their untimely demise at the bottom of one of these ravines. We never did find it, and I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that. I think it's something important to see, just that brutality of nature, just that reality. But at the same time, I'm not sure it's something I would want to see. So without really making the decision, we kind of made the decision to hoof it all the way back to the car. We passed Long Lake, and that was kind of the 3.5 mile mark where most of the camping was. So we finished our trip early. What a beautiful trip it was. I can't wait to come back and spend some more time here. That is much colder than I anticipated.